What's up, fellas? It's Shawnee Salami. I've been in a little bit of a back and forth in my head about the Greatsword versus the Messer, so I brought it up to my good friends Dev and Luna, who are awesome people, by the way. I call them Chivalry 2's #1 power couple. And because I respect their opinion, they play the game a lot too. They're also level 1000. I kind of started to realize that they might be right about this. And while we're doing some gameplay, the reason I use the Messer, the Greatsword, the Longsword, and a lot of those kind of weapons is I've explained this in older videos that, especially with the longsword, but with those other few as well, I don't see this as like a medieval, like real game. I see it as like a movie fantasy with the cinematic battles, which is why you don't see me using the spear and like footman weapons. I use like the weapons that make me feel like I'm some crazy legendary warrior in a fantasy show like Game of Thrones, right? So the Messer I consider one of those like normal looking swords that it kind of fits that. But getting back to that, Dev and Luna are of the mindset that this weapon is a little overpowered, and the reason I've never listened to that whole thing is because I think every game has a meta. There's always going to be a best weapon, but here's where the Messer is different than a lot of games metas and also Chivalry 2's. It does not have a single weakness. Every single thing it does is good. I'll go right down the list really quickly. It's drags, it's light drags, it's excels on slashes and on overheads, and then the stab doesn't do as much damage, but the animation is a little weird. You'll definitely catch people with that and throw people off. So every single attack is damaging and in my opinion easy to land, which is why it's probably I think it's the best weapon for duels as well. I never duel, but that's what I've heard, is that everybody uses this for a like tournament or if there's money on the line. Now, if you like it, don't let me sway you from not using it, because this game, the skill gap between players is still huge for the most part between a good player and a bad player. It's not like you're going to win just because of the weapon you're using. And I actually would really recommend this for new players because you're not relying on any one attack to get your kills. And I think it's a good weapon to learn the game with. I believe Strider did a good video on that as well, but it's old, like a year or two, but it still holds up. It's true to this day. And looking back at this looks like it's not a full game. It is a 64 player queue. We always do that, but I think maybe it just hasn't filled up yet from the beginning of the game. Just a heads up. Now, keep in mind, I could be completely wrong about all of this, so please let me know in the comments what your opinion on the Messer is. And I'd also love to hear from you guys some input on if you think I should continue to use it, because I think it isn't going to be a common thing as much anymore, because this game, we put up a lot of numbers. I'm not going to spoil how many or if we won, but it was after not using the Messer for at least a week, so I think it's a little much. That's my mindset. I think Dev, Luna, and unfortunately Reddit, I hate when they're right, they have a point that it's a little overpowered in my opinion. But yeah, let's get into the gameplay. I'll comment as we go. Now we hog the bandage cart instead of pushing the objective, and we're punished for our sins. Shout out this dude because he was using a two-handed hammer and heavy swinging and staying alive quite a while despite being surrounded, so great job by him. Now you know this archer needs to get that one last arrow off before getting the revive soul instead of doing it right away, and I make the mistake of thanking him anyway. This guy with the battle axe was a menace, and we ran into each other constantly. I wasn't even targeting him. We just ran into each other a lot, unless he was targeting me. He's this game's mini boss, so we're gonna go at him a lot. But again, it wasn't on purpose on my end, but you'll be seeing him quite a bit. You didn't miss anything, just me getting shot by an archer and having to go back to the bandage cart to keep healing. I'm starting to notice we're not getting the cart like we should, and this is going on a while. So I'm going to try and fight my way there and get humiliated by an archer in melee instead. Speaking of cool movie moments, this is one of them. So we have had enough of this team not pushing the cart like they should, like I said, and we're going to lead the charge ourselves. We just go on a rampage, just like leading the charge. Like I said, there's the battle axe guy again, and we're getting a lot of kills. We are forced back, but look at this. We opened up a lot of space, and the team goes in, and they do clear out the cart. And the Chivalry 2 gods give us some good karma and smile upon us and bless us to stay alive, even though there was a lot of people around and some archers. Because we did what we should, they rewarded us, and we keep going on to the next objective. And now we're gonna just massacre some more. We killed one a second ago. This guy makes the mistake of making it known where he is while I'm heading over to him and doesn't run away. Easy kill here. And this is kind of what I'm saying, because the Messer just eats Vanguards alive. I don't, it just does so much damage on them. It does in general, but if you see a lobby with a lot of Vanguards, I don't think anything's going to destroy a lobby like this one. Now, in my opinion, that's a good way to use a fire pot, is to cut off the potential spawn wave that would come stop us. I forget if it worked out or not, but we start breaking the barricades. Now on the way back, the game reminds me to go touch grass because I'm now level 1000 Knight. I try to get a screenshot, and in typical Torn Banner fashion, it screenshotted my control layout instead, and I die. This team was a little confusing I was playing with, because it seemed like at certain points they were going hard on each stage and then other times they weren't. But this time we have a whole team at our back here to get the petards in, and I think I was thinking I was probably going to die, but I wanted to distract these guys just long enough, excuse me, to get that petard in. And we see the battle axe guy again, but we actually get a nice bunch of kills here while we're getting shot by archers. Now this is pretty funny. One of those little emote times I wish this guy was on console. This was pretty funny. I blocked for him while saying got your back, and then we start laughing. We're going to go kill the guys that were shooting at us, and then we get some more laughs in while we heal. Just pretty funny moment. I love that stuff. Oh, I didn't even notice he teabagged the guy. It was awesome. Great stuff. After an extremely long walk, we decide to waste a fire pot, as always, and then try and get a flank in to not the best result. Usually the Messer will help you out here just with that insane slash damage. But I miss a lot of swings, make some dumb decisions, and go say hi to my good friends at the spawn wave. Really cool series of kills here until I get flanked, but it's interesting because I'm having a lot of trouble hearing people coming from behind me lately. I didn't even have like Spotify on, so I'm a little confused why that is. Let me know if you guys know any sound settings like on an Xbox, not in Chivalry itself, that I can maybe mess around with, because it's been a little annoying the last few days this happening. All you guys missed here was me killing a few people. I think 2 people deserting. And I figured it would be better to not fast forward, to like cut that out. Now that we don't do the fast forward anymore, I think this is probably what I should be doing because it cuts down on your guys' time. You don't have to watch anything. That maybe is less fun to see. This guy comes out with a clutch heal. Always thank your footmen when they heal you. I'm going to be patient here and try and help this guy out. And I'm trying to be sensitive about stealing his kill. And then this guy comes again. Like, this dude did not like me. I was going to help out the other guy, but we had to take care of him. And it looks like he took care of his guy anyway. So now we got a good shot at the gate. I was a little torn on what to do here because everybody's still down there. So I try and use my fire pot correctly. But I delay a little bit and I don't get any hits on the gate and I end up dying. But I think that was kind of the right call because I think it's more valuable that I help those other guys move up than I do if I just end up dying anyway. And I didn't really play the spear fight as well either and get killed. I forgot about that. I'm not trying to pick on this guy in any way, so please don't take this as disrespect. He may have been new as well. But he's making it obvious right here that he's trying to square up for a kick. And then I kind of give him a taste of his own medicine. And I was kind of using that as a teaching moment. But he's like making it too obvious. He's trying to go right square to me and kick instead of just going for it. And it's pretty easy to see that coming when you do that. So then you can kind of punish them for that pretty quickly. Again, no disrespect to him. Just I figured that you guys like when I give the tips here and there. So I figured that was a good little example of that because I don't really... it's something I've been thinking about, and I haven't really seen a good example of until just there in a recording itself. I'm trying to stick with the team as best I can to help them move up, but it's becoming a little obvious to me that at this point, I may have to start doing suicide runs to try and get up there. I couldn't really tell just yet if it was because they weren't trying to push up enough or if they were just getting killed too much and pushed back to the spawn wave. So I'm going to give it another minute is what I'm thinking in my head. And then if we don't even get up close to it, it's going to have to be on me or maybe a few other people if I was able to communicate to try and get behind them and just do it ourselves. Awesome duel by this guy, another guy with a battle axe. Would have been cool if I had a two-hander, but awesome fight by him. He got me really good. I don't think I even hit him. Now it's coming down to crunch time. I do start doing those suicide runs I was talking about because this team isn't getting it done. Again, it was hard to see what the reason was, if it was their fault or not, but it looked like we did have a decent amount of high levels. They did as well. So I am going to sacrifice my stats a little bit here and start seeing if I can get this done alone. Now, if you guys are like me and love those cinematic moments, you're going to love this one. Hope is fading. We only got 50 seconds left. The music starts to kick up in the OST. We're going to fight our way all the way up there, and let's see what happens. I keep trying to go for the guy that is smartly trying to go for to stop it from going down. I kill 3 people, maybe 2 people, I forget. But look at this. We almost got it. We are so close. And how about that? During the walk back, someone finishes it up. I was so excited after this. That was a really clutch play by me, and whoever finished it off as well. At this point, I declined to be Thorn because I'm doing a Messer showcase. I didn't want to use the battle axe in the mall that you find in there. And the other guy that was behind me he had a really good game, so I was hoping that we can get it done with him. Now I turn the corner, and the archers do the selfish thing and shoot the guy for a free kill. They don't get me, though, because I don't turn into Boromir from 3 archers. But what they should be doing is shooting the prisoner. But, you know, you can't count on archers on either team to be doing the objective, ever. During the respawn, unfortunately, the hero gets killed. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I wasn't really the biggest fan of this team because they seemed pretty good at the game, but they weren't at the end really trying, especially on that second to last objective from what I saw. But we had a good game individually, and I think that one play, even though it didn't end up in a win, kind of made up for it for me. Take a look at these videos, and I love you guys. See you tomorrow.